Okay, I was just watching some like videos on YouTube, relationship videos, whatever. Just like women splaining, mansplaining, stuff like that. Just because I find it interesting, not because I plan on using it. But I was watching this video with Lady J. Love her. I love her. She's got a sexy voice. She's nice to look at, and she's smart. Like, she's like she clicks all the boxes. Her husband is a lucky man. Anyway, one of the girls was talking about how I don't can men read, and I'm like, oh God, okay, I can already identify with where this is going. What is she going to say? And she's like, can men read? They will ask me what's wrong or whatever. I just texted you everything. I gave you all the information in text. Can you not read? I've run into this a lot. I'm 46. When I first started dating, up until I was in my 20s, dating was done, talking to each other either over the phone or in person. You spent a lot of time with each other and you talked to each other and you worked things out. That way, if anything needed clarification, you can ask questions. You could read the emotion in the person's voice when they're saying things to you. Texting doesn't work like that. Texting is very black and white. It is very factual. You cannot portray emotions correctly through texting someone. Don't believe me? Try this experiment. You and your girl both start reading the same book. Like, okay, today we read chapter 1. And then later tonight, we'll talk about it. And you sit down next to each other and go, okay, how did you interpret chapter? You'll both have two different interpretations of the same chapter because the emotions that the author is trying to portray ultimately are in the eye of the beholder, the person taking in the art. And so you both have a conversation. And also, this is a great couples fucking activity because it's actually fun. Because you get done reading the chapter, and then you go, okay, this is how I interpreted the chapter, and this is where I think it's going to go. And she'll say the same thing, and then you'll talk about your different theories, and then and most times you might even come to a consensus that she's right, or she might go, you know what, I think you're right about what you, and it just becomes a great activity to do. It proves he can read, and it also proves my argument that texting is not a valid way of communicating when you're in a relationship. You call them and talk to them, or even better yet, you talk to their face when they're with you because you're in a relationship. That's where these conversations should happen. Not over YouTube, not over Instagram, not over Facebook, not through text. That face to face, you walk in and go, okay, I have an issue. I just want to get it out there and find out if I'm overreacting or if it's valid. It's that simple. I guarantee you're going to hear you're overreacting a lot more than it's valid because you're a woman. You overreact more than something is valid. That's you see a daddy long legs, and if you're afraid of spiders, I've seen women scream, oh, kill it, kill it, kill it. They just overreact to something that isn't going to do any damage to them whatsoever. But it's a valid overreaction, but it can be corrected. And the correction is valid too. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. Like, just starting a video. I'm so sick of these videos. Where are all the good men at? You can't see good men. You had one guy, you slept with one Chad Thunderstruck who was successful in everything. He pumped you and dumped you, and now you can't see anything less than him. Now I want to be treated like that. I want a guy with that kind of money, but then also treats me like a queen. Those guys are already married. And if they haven't been divorced, once they do get divorced, they're never going to settle down again because somebody just took half their fortune. So those guys, you're never going to get one of those guys. Those aren't the nice guys. Those are the guys that are protecting themselves because they ran into bimbos like you. It's that simple. It's not hard to understand. All you have to do is just watch YouTube for fucking about 20 minutes and you'll see a video where somebody's being really fucking dumb. I see videos of guys being really fucking dumb, make me look in the mirror and going, well, good thing I'm nothing like those guys. I don't act like that, and I'll never allow myself to act like that. Women don't do the same type of like personal insight, looking in the mirror and going, okay, do I have anything in common with that bitch? If I do, I need to change it. If I don't, I need to make sure I never do. Women don't do that. Women, women like liberals now all have the same mentality. Rules for thee, but not for me. That's what happens when you have a bunch of people that do not have to take accountability for their actions or their words or their thoughts or their crimes. If you don't have to take accountability, you just do whatever the fuck you want and you make life worse for everybody around you. That's how females are. That's why most females are liberal. That's why liberals are that way. That's why liberal cities are burning to the ground. It's proof all the way to the argument that, oh, if the world were nothing but women, civilization would end tomorrow. If all the men died, civilization would be over tomorrow. If all the women died, civilization would still last for a few years as the men fucking died out. But at least we'd die comfortably. Shit. At that case, if we knew we were gone, we'd probably die in, like, wars, just so, we could die with honor. We're gonna die anyway, might as well die with honor. And by shooting somebody, it's more likely the way that would happen. And it would be, like, agreeable to die on the battlefield rather than waiting until old age and dying comfortably. That's probably what would happen with men, because we're practical. Like, we're gonna die anyway. Might as well fucking expedite the process. But there is the fact that we know how to clone people, and all clones are female. So, women don't know how to do that, and they couldn't fund it, they couldn't supply it, they couldn't get the things there that they need. They don't have the patience or the logical, mental, scientific attitude to go about it correctly, because women, even if they got to the point of cloning and they realized, oh yeah, all clones are going to be born female anyway, so we can't make more men. Well, then they'd fuck it up. They'd get emotional about it, start crying about how God's racist because they can't clone men. It would be a thing, like, and they'd have to hope they got to the point of cloning things within the first 12 hours, because the moment cable goes down in one part of the United States, it's over for the rest of the country. It's all just going to domino. As soon as the power goes down in one part of the United States, that's if women were in charge. Like, if there was one man and the rest of the world was run by women, society'd be over tomorrow. And that man would be dead, because women would fight each other, murder each other over him, because they're jealous and possessive. There might be a number of women that would be like, well, we're going to have to share them, and would understand that. But there would be so many more women that wouldn't understand that they would fight, murder, kill just to have that. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to stop going on this rant. Anyway, yes, men read. Yes, you need to communicate with men better. You need to realize that emotions cannot be portrayed through text. Hence the reason of the experiment. Read a book together. Ask each other how you interpret each chapter as you go through. You'll find that you're both interpreting it differently, because the emotions are through the eyes of the beholder.